Hello and welcome to Forest Yoga with me, Katie Hemphill. Today we are going to dive straight into this wording I've been using lately, this your inner landscape. What do I mean by your inner landscape? As someone who spends an awful lot of time out in nature, whether I'm walking, trail running, sitting beneath a tree, out rock climbing, climbing a mountain, doesn't really matter to me. I just love being outside on earth, planet feet on planet earth, on ground, on rock, whatever it is. I love just being out in all these different landscapes that this spectacular planet that we live on has to offer. And while I'm out there, while I'm out there, there is so much that gets to unfold. And one part of it all, right? One part of it all is this continued deepening into what I have started to call my own internal landscape. It's this kind of interesting phenomenon that's like the more time I spend out there, the more that I really get to tune in with what's alive within here. And I'm going to take you into a practice here real soon, but I just wanted to put a few words to this yoga part, because I'm still calling this a forest yoga channel here. It's this thing that happened a few years ago, right? Or I should say, more accurately, was happening over the span of years, but really, really came to a point last year when I was immersed in more than one yoga training. And I'd found my way there because I kept hearing stories, right? Hearing stories about the power of yoga to help, to support my mental health journey, to help my physical body, right? I was dealing with all these sorts of mental, physical, spiritual challenges. And it's common when we're in these spaces to hear the advice, well, go to yoga. And I did. And I did. I went to yoga. I did what I tend to do and go all in and sign up for yoga teacher training and yoga therapy training, another yoga teacher training, and just doing all that I could to immerse myself in this space that everyone was talking about was just so healing and so amazing. What I found was that this space, I could be in all these conversations, I could understand all these teachings, and like logically, conceptually, it all made sense. Then I stepped into my own reality. And in my own reality, found myself in this kind of like rub where I was trying so hard to get myself through a yoga class. And I was trying so hard to do what I was being, shown to do, which was to look within, to be with my internal world. And I kept finding day after day after day that I just couldn't. And instead of it being a healing, supportive, nurturing experience, it actually was just adding more fire to what was already a very fire-filled experience. But meanwhile, I was training. I was training as an ultramarathoner. I was training for a 100-miler, right? Pretty extreme. But what it did was it got me out on the trails every single day. Every single day I was out putting my feet on the ground, exploring different landscapes, right? During that time, I got to spend a lot of time out here in my backyard mountains. I got to travel to the East Coast, go play around in the Adirondacks. Of course, I was up in Colorado in the big mountains. many times. And as I'm out in all these spaces, what I start to witness is this ability to do this thing that everyone was talking about, right? All these teachers, all these books, all this ancient wisdom of like, this is what yoga teaches. It's a guide into our own internal landscape. And this very interesting story unfolding where I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it on my rubber mat in a room, in these boxes that us humans have created. But when I found myself, excuse me, when I found myself out on the trails, out feet directly on Mother Nature, being immersed in nature, immersed in all her beautiful landscapes, what I found was this very natural, very easy opening into my internal world. And it's this very thing that I am here to help guide you into, whether that is to be found in a more traditional yoga experience, right? A yoga asana class, maybe a yoga pranayama sort of practice. Or, and it could be an and or, out in nature, being with nature, allowing her to ground you, to help guide you to open, create that spaciousness. And in these spaces, really getting to be in the experience that is, this well used, commonly used, but very important tiny little quote of know thyself. Get to know yourself. Know your nervous system and how that, impacts every situation in your life. Knowing your thought patterns, knowing your heart, knowing what's alive in your stomach, in your womb, right? There's all these different parts of ourselves that our modern world never gives a thought to. And it turns out that our own inner landscapes get to be as vast as those out in the world. So it's this fun place that we get to play, whether again you're actually out on the land, or maybe like I'm about to do after I close down this video is go sit on my meditation cushion, close my eyes and really go deep within. There's so many different ways we can play with this. And this month I'm offering you 2 different ways for me to support your journey. One is in my brand new 5-part Embodied Foundations Workshop series. We're in a 5-part series of about 20 to 30 minute practice-focused videos. I guide you into this grounded, embodied space. I'm also offering these free connection calls. Just get on my Calendly, book 20 minutes with me. Let's come together, chat about your experience, see if there's any way I can help you. Okay. So I hope that this video has served you in some way. If there's something that's lighting you up right now, or maybe a curiosity, put it in the comments. Let me know. Let us weave together a conversation so I can go deeper into the topics that are singing to you. As always, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, share with a friend. Okay, closing down for today, and I look forward to seeing you in whatever the next spaces that we find ourselves in.